welcome to this, your Aries January 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, this month we have a very interesting deck. It's called the Surrealist Tarot, I think, when it was given to me. I think that's what it was. And but I don't know where the box is. I normally just tie them up with string, you see. And of course it's reminiscent of that art of Picasso and those types of things, but obviously not by the actual surrealist artists. And whoever it was that did this, the name escapes me as well, sadly, but you can find out if you look it up. I think it's a mass market deck. Now, what is interesting about it is that it provides great illustrations, which I'm sure you're going to find very beautiful to look at. And you can take, of course, from the pictures what you will, and I'll give you my interpretation of them, of course. Now, you do know, of course, that I provide clairvoyant readings to people from all over the world over FaceTime and Skype. And the description related, the details related to that are in the description below if you're interested or curious. Now, I charge for those. I have to, you know, I've got expenses like everybody else. But what I do not charge for is the spiritual gift of healing, which probably takes about 45 minutes, I suppose. The reading clairvoyant would probably go for an hour and a half, I would say. Now, the healing can, of course, be emotional. It can be physical. It can be that you're just at your wit's end to do with some things with relation to work, business, relationships, emotions, and your interactions with other people as well, of course. It's very open-ended, and that is free. The gift was provided to me on the basis that I get nothing in return for it. Reach out, because many people, plenty of them, make use of it, and I set aside time each day to do the healings for the YouTube audience, and of course for people elsewhere around the world and in my home city as well. So don't be shy, the details are in the description. Now, there are no video advertisements breaking into this, so you get to enjoy the content directly without interference. And let's take 5, that's all we're going to need. There's the 3 of Swords, beautiful, picture that. Good Lord, the Magician. And in here there is what? 9 of Pentacles, right in the center of your spread. What a great way to start the year for you. Here we go. The 6 of Wands. That's happening here, finally. The 3 of Wands. Well, I'll bring the camera around so that you and I can have a good close look at the images on this together while they speak to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. What a fascinating time, and of course there's a lot of changes at this time of year, aren't they? There may well be some breakups going on, either romantically or in friendships or economic activities such as workplaces that you might be changing around, some friendships you might be outgrowing. You could have some sorrow attached to it. Let's have a look in a second. Marvelous energy to make things happen. You get the right direction. You overcome all of your doubts and hurdles, and you have gain in all areas of your life. All areas of your life. But let's have a look at this 3 of Swords. Let's unpack these and see what they have to say to us. Oh, here's a woman impaled here. Now, what is the astrology that I'm getting? Well, here I think it is Saturn in the 2nd decan of Libra, that 3rd of October to the 12th of October. A couple of interesting things. Saturn and in Libra. Maybe some worries or doubts in your mind, or a lack of clarity for a moment. A heaviness. There could be a tension in a 3-sided relationship. But Saturn, you see, Saturn is a strict teacher. I think it's a good planet, even though it's got a bad rap in astrology. Saturn makes everything that's fake or impure visible, but it does block any comfortable escape roads. So you need to go through it. The lesson that it's saying you need to go through is just taking care and getting on top of worry, because a brooding, distrustful outlook has got to be recognized clearly as negative energy. Energy is very important to you. I can see it coming up here. And that negative energy will separate you from who you really are. Now, this can refer to a tension-loaded, three-sided relationship, which in some way this energy is coming in to explode or destroy it. So there is a situation going to be at hand for you which will demand a clear decision, and any attempt to avoid making a decision, or more than one decision, well, that will just lead to sorrow and worry for you. Now, there are a couple of rumors circulating around everywhere. And this relates to breakups, I suppose. Very often at this time of year we do change or get rid of, I say get rid of, decide to move on, because some people are really more part of our history than they are of our destiny, you see. And if somebody is not honoring you and is only providing you with pain and suffering when what you are looking for is joy and happiness, then this might well be the time now to give that relationship back to God, so that you can both get on living the life that God intends for you. Now, one of the rumors about breakups, though, is that they should be clean. The other is that you should only break up when you are in love. Well, the truth is, breakups are usually really messy. Just the way that we all are kind of messed up in a way, as is the world itself. But it is okay for a breakup to feel like a disaster. Now, it doesn't feel okay, but this is assuring you that it is okay. Now, it is also true that when I say that someone is part of your history but not part of your destiny, that means that you can break up with someone you're still in love with, because love and not loving anymore, they're different things. You're here to be happy. Now, whether it be in a social, a business, or a romantic relationship, if it is to be the case that it is to come apart, then self-pity, remember, is spiritual suicide. It is an indefensible self-mutilation of the soul. And other people often want to throw dirt on you, but people try to bury you. But remind yourself that you are a seed, and you have inside of you the seed of the divine, and you will grow for much more that this world has got to offer you, and you will be ready for it. And sometimes there's pressure involved, but remember that a diamond earns its sparkle from the pressure that it endures. And isn't it the case that if you press grapes, wine will pour out? If you crush roses, perfume will pour out. And if someone tries to stifle the talented, then genius will pour out. I suppose that the overriding message here in the context of these other cards is that you need to allow yourself to be loved by the people who really love you, the people who really matter. Now, too much of the time, we are blinded by our own chasing of people to love us. We chase them to get them to love us, people that don't even matter, while all that time we waste. And the people who do love us, well, the people who do love us have to stand on the sidewalk or the footpath and watch us begging in the streets for the unworthy to love us. Well, I really do think it's a time to put an end to this. It is a time for you to let yourself be loved. And I'm just looking at that same row at the top, and I see this here, this Magician card, which is telling me that you have an enormous amount of energy coming into this year. Do you know that if you want to discover the secrets of the universe, then think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration? Now, here's a time when you'll have great communication. This is the magus of power and Mercury, that brilliant-minded, analytical planet, as well as the poster child of good communication. That's what you'll be this time as well. I think you could be able to manipulate people with your ability to talk them around to your point of view. You'll have great communication ability here. There's also a flexibility, and dare I say it, a brilliance. Now there's action being taken. There's power with you. There really is the manifestation of your ideas, and your willpower will be coming to the surface. This energy represents the will, the wisdom, and the word through which the world was created. Now, Mercury as an energy is neither characterized as male nor female, and it is a genius at using all of the possibilities available to it. Now, because it's neither male nor female, or maybe more properly it's both, in this duality that it has, it stands for things that are true. It also stands for things that are false. Now, this is a deck by the surrealist school. The great surrealist was Dali, and I think it was Salvador Dali that said, "A good artist borrows, a great artist steals." And you might find yourself in that situation, because you are going to be bringing all set ideas and judgments into question, which actually might make you appear to be somebody that's bathed in a sort of a questionable light yourself. But at this time, as a creative creature, I don't think you're going to have any conscience. You are going to use all tools, all methods to arrive at your goals. And you're going to have the direction to do it here, I see, as well. But these abilities that are within you now, and the skill that's going to bring you superiority and power. But you do need to have self-examination. Is what I am doing actually for the greater good? Because you will be able to use your talents in a, how can I put it, a self-seeking manner, or in the service of love and light. Now, you're going to have a great sense of timing and of flexibility in all areas of communication. I do think that it's possible that you will be very gifted in, well, areas such as the visual arts, music, talking, diplomacy, negotiation, public relations. You'll have a great ability to see other people's communication patterns. Really, communication is going to be very important for you at this time. You have at your disposal brilliant capabilities which you should share with other people. And one important task is to find or to create for yourself the surroundings, the proper surroundings that you can undertake your activities in. Now, ask yourself, in what areas lie your talents? Stick to what you're good at. Don't worry about things that you're not good at. Now, I don't mean to say by that, of course, that you should put off doing things that need to be done, because the difference between success and mediocrity is that the person who is successful does those things which need to be done even though they don't feel like doing it. Now, I think you can probably understand that. I mean, I have certainly felt that way myself from time to time. It's doing those things you don't feel like doing. They're the things that actually push you forward. They are the extra piece. They're the things that other people don't do. They are the things that will guarantee you success. But understand yourself. Get to know yourself and your intuition more. That's what this is saying now. It's also saying, don't be afraid to meet your dark side, but just try to become a better person after you have met that dark side. You see, what gives your body life is the infusion within it of your soul. And your soul is like an unfinished sculpture, and you are the artist. So work diligently to polish this masterpiece within you. Now, you can't be perfect on this physical plane, but you can always be better day by day. And it doesn't have to be a drag. Although, yeah, sometimes it does require us, as I say, to do what we don't want to do, which could involve hard work. But accept this life as a journey, and accept what you're doing as a journey of a lifetime. An expedition with a set of challenges, but with a trophy at the end, because that is exactly what it is. So visualize your ideal area of activity, describe it, and say to yourself, I create magic when I use my inherent gifts and talents. I honor the resource of skilled communication which is within me. The full expression of my creative potential fulfills me, and it makes me happy and satisfied. And you do then get the direction in which to bring about success and, dare I say it, victory. And this is also dealing with this thing here, the 3 and the 3. 3 3s are 9, so that is important. This is talking about great gain in all areas of your life, and I'll get to that in just a second. But the 3 multiplied by 3 is equaling the 9, so this is also obviously connected to that as well on my reading of it. And it's talking about those things, recurring thoughts that you had about yourself or your past. Look, at times it may seem as though you and your past are one, the same thing. And sometimes you fail to split out between what has happened to you and who you are today. Now, if you have a hard time getting beyond that damaging mindset, then let me encourage you. You are not your past. Although you are changed and shaped by your past experiences, who you were yesterday does not control the person you are today or the person you have the potential to become tomorrow. And this is particularly rammed home by the energy around this, which is your sign of Aries with the sun in it. And the sun is exalted in Aries. It's in your second decan, I think, the sun coming into Aries here. So with the sun with you, this placement is very favorable. Now, you enjoy a challenge, don't you? Well, this sun with you now is going to be happiest when your life is moving forward and you are active. This is bringing to you great self-confidence, honesty, and I don't see you making any compromises anywhere. Now, these ideas which you have got coming up to you from here, they are now starting to crystallize. to come into being. This is a confirmation that you are on the right path. May well be some sort of a business expansion. It's great for romance, actually, this. I get the feeling also that somebody here might be thinking about whether or not a hobby of theirs could become something of a business or a side hustle. You see, what it is you are now understanding and allowing your own power free play, and you won't be giving it over to anybody else in any attitude of subjugation. Your center is going to remain untouched and clear, and this point of internal stillness, visualize itself, internal stillness within you. This is going to allow a new sense of self-confidence to come into being, and it guards against an overload of any unnecessary problems, because the wisdom that's with you now will be strong enough to repel any anxieties and doubts which may arise. Now, these brooding, mind-based things, they don't stand a chance when you are now filled with this life energy and sense of vitality. Now, you really do now have the capacity to make the right decisions. Now, if you have an idea, give yourself 5 seconds before you implement it. 5 seconds. Start implementing it within 5 seconds. It might be an email, it might be a phone call, it might be a conversation, it might be going up to meet someone. If you leave it longer than that, you'll put it off. You will particularly put off those things that need to be done, which you go, oh, look, that could be a hassle. This is saying don't do that. You've got the intellect, the ability. The reason why you're such a great explorer and pioneer is because you have strength. But it's also important, this is saying, for you to operate from a place of integrity before making decisions. This is, and I don't make any moral judgment about this, because this could be either good or bad what you decide to do, or maybe good or bad's the wrong thing, but you get the point. What is important, though, is that you have a clarity of mind and heart in accordance with your conscience before you decide to act if you want to get the best results. So again, pay attention to your own point of internal stillness, center yourself and overcome. Really, are there any reasons for you of all people to have any self-doubt? This is the sun in Aries. Now, if you're not centered and feel doubts hanging around within you, wait until you feel it's right. As soon as you make the idea that it's right, act on it immediately. But say this to yourself and have the confidence to know that I have the power to understand and know. And is it any surprise to know that when you get on with it and not delay or mess about, just act, just have a bias towards action. You can always fix up anything that needs to be fixed up. Nothing ever is broken. You can't break anything. Now here, what we have, oh, this is great. This is Jupiter in the second decan of Leo, which is the 3rd to the 12th of August. Now, Jupiter, as you would probably know, is the great benefic of the zodiac, and it speaks of love, expansion, philosophy, and creativity, and teamed together with the creativity of Leo, it's inevitable that you have success in achieving your goals. Now, Leo is also ruled by the sun, and we saw here that the sun is exalted with you. So again, this is very favorable. It's all pushing you in a forward motion, you see. So there's balance here. There's also harmony. And Leo, your sister fire sign, will give you confidence and creativity, while Jupiter is just going to shower you with a sense of, I should expand and develop things. Do you know, in a nutshell, this represents victory, success, clarity of thought, a breakthrough. And you are going to be feeling inspired to continue. Now, I have to say, I think you're probably also going to be getting a lot of recognition from other people. And with the sun here and here, I think you are going to enjoy being in the spotlight. Now, the sun is helping you again and filling you with the feelings of strength, which help you towards victories on all the levels that you wish for. So there's no doubt from what's coming up here that you have victory over past troubles. Now, although you remember them, you will have defeated them and become stronger, haven't you? You see, as I say, if you remember, if you see yourself as a seed, it doesn't matter what dirt is thrown your way, you will grow. Now, all is well. And I think that you've worked pretty hard to get where you are. There's a great sense of self-confidence from Leo. So go forward and set some new goals and improve your learning and understanding. That's the Jupiter aspect of it. So do what you're planning to do. This moment really promises success. What you really want to achieve. Can you write it in one sentence specifically where you can state, this is what I want? Write down, nothing airy-fairy or abstract. In one sentence, tell yourself, what do I want? And say this now. I am now ready to enjoy success in my life because every event in my life brings me closer to my final goal, and my victory brings benefits to all involved. And then we come finally, I think, is it finally? I think it might be to this, which is the central energy here. And the central energy is success, abundance, good fortune, love, improvements, gain in all areas of your life. It's Venus, the lesser benefic. Venus is concerned with love and also with money. These are things that you like, don't you? You take pleasure in these things. Well, Venus is saying that if your heart is pure and you follow your heart, then your life can only gain, and good fortune now is going to just come along. Virgo, with Venus in Virgo, second decan of Virgo, the 3rd to the 12th of September. Virgo, of course, is an earth sign, but it is associated with practical matters, with sorting things out, and with organizing things, and in particular organizing those things that you don't want to do. But there's gain here, reward for effort if you put it in. Do you see, opportunity doesn't hang around and wait for people who haven't prepared. Okay? But you can realize your goals. You'll have a sense of financial and personal independence. There's a self-sufficiency coming here, and I think that projects, people, and situations are magically going to combine to produce material gain for you. But remember, you are a very special person, and you have been given very special gifts. And if your knowledge and creativity, this is saying, if they're filled with love, then you will gain from all situations in life now. And the more deeply you are engaged, the more comprehensive your understanding and victory will be. But again, this is also telling you, do you know what you want? You'd be surprised. 99.9% of people can't tell you what they want. If you know what you want, 80% of everything in the world, information is lifted from your shoulders. say this now because it's definitely true, that everything happens today serves my growth, and the more I give, the more I receive. The golden rule. What a great month for you. Made so much better in this reading for you being here. Well, didn't I tell you that was interesting art, and I'm sure that you would have enjoyed it as much as I did. Now, of course, the new calendar year, and my best wishes to you all. Now, unless I see you again privately, either for a clairvoyant reading or for healing, then I'll see you again next month. And until then, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next time. Until then, it's bye for now.